it's not, it's not without its cost. And, I'm reminded of that when I ask my nephew just to kind of turn off the bandwidth sucking Wi-Fi from the various devices. We don't, how much is this, taking? That said, again, what we're talking about is, like in education, we talk about blended learning. And online, I think we talk about blended events. And, kudos to everyone hosting a real world event, conference, symposium, farmers market, whatever. But, it's really nice to be able to talk to someone all the way over in Minnesota and kind of figure out how to shoehorn World Environment Day into a conversation about travel and responsible local travel at that.
I think it's great. It's an important topic, and I'm looking forward to hearing some stories from you today too, Ron.
It's all about the storytelling. I think that's what we learned in that's what we learned in Ireland this week.
Was there a hangout with Ireland this week?
No, it wasn't a hangout. It was a referendum on same-sex marriages, in which Ireland came
Sure.
out very much strongly in favor. And
Exactly.
basically, it was all, so much of that was again was due to storytelling. And people heard about the injustices and unfairnesses and said, we don't jive with that. So yeah, we do respond to story. And honestly, story and storytelling are frequently overused tropes, particularly in tourism and travel marketing. Well, tell us your stories or share your stories, but how truly engaged are we while either sharing our stories or listening to stories? Because one of the instances I have from living in Oaxaca for 10 years is that people engaged with artisans. They really kind of wanted to know about the artisan's life, but there was also the opportunity to tell about their lives. And there were some awful conversations, but there were some brilliant conversations. And the brilliant conversations were ones that really benefited both parties. In other words, the artisan got to learn about this foreign place, or the foreigner would learn about life in the Mixteco or the Zapotec regions of speaking areas of Oaxaca. And all because it's kind of daily life. The daily life is exotic to someone who doesn't live it.
Right, especially when we're traveling, right? We want to get close to those people and meet them and have an authentic experience. Um, Getting there, though, is it does cost a lot to the environment. Jetting around the world, and that's one of the, I guess, huge problems with tourism and travel. And it's also a bit of a incentive, I guess, to stay local to closer to home when we travel. It's part of the time, right?
Well, break it down. What have we done personally in terms of our jetting around? I certainly haven't cut it out, but I have reduced it, and I've, personally made, I want to say, a commitment to working with others who are willing to engage in this blended learning environment. In other words, back in 92, 94, I just got, no, not 92, 94, 2002, 2004, I just got burnt out about, from meetings and, the tourism meetings, the conservation meetings and ecotourism meetings, and everybody wanted to fly everybody there for a weekend. And there was, the odd sensation that you were spending more time in the airplane than you were at the meeting. And the question I've posed since, Planeta started 20 years ago is how do we use both mechanisms of face-to-face presence as well as this sort of electronic dialogue, this electronic conversation. It's augmented reality, but then, so are my glasses. It's a tool we use.
I've been excited about some things happening here in Minnesota, for example, um, there was a really bad blowdown in the Boundary Waters area a few years ago, and that meant it wasn't a tornado, but it was such a strong wind that came through. It just blew down a mile-wide section and several miles long of pristine wilderness um, in the Boundary Waters area near the Gunflint Trail. So one of the, well, there's an association up there of different outfitters and lodges, and they got together and started doing tree planting as a way to offset, uh, that tourists and travelers to that area could participate in, as a way to help them replant this pristine wilderness protected area, and also in some ways sort of contributing to lessening their own carbon footprint when they go up. So I'm really interested in those kinds of activities where locals are engaging guests and visitors in a way that um, that can really help the environment. It's pretty cool.
Well, it is very cool, and the question is, can we put that on the responsible local travel in the USA roadmap? And do you have an exterior link? Where do we go for more information?
Yes, we can put that on there. But I'm just really excited about these kinds of activities, and I would like to learn more about what's going on around me, as well as all over the U.S., where communities and conservationists, environmentalists are creating programs that visitors can participate in and contribute to. So I think we should really investigate that more and invite our listeners, whoever's watching this, to get in touch with us and let us know about programs close to home to them, things that they know about.
That's right. Deborah and I, your leads, your tips, the communication that we're developing that allow us to know what's happening. And it can be in your own city, it can be across the country. We are casting the net wide to find out about this. Deborah, I don't know if you can see, we have the Q&A app active, and Kirsten Lovett has posted a question.
Good. Hi, Kirsten.
As soon as I find my old math glasses, I'll read the question. Okay, so a Grand Canyon question.
Mm. Are you there, Ron?
Regarding development plan groups, can you hear me? Did you lose
No,
me?
your screen froze and you're sounding a little bit like a ping pong ball. Ron will get this fixed.
Are we live again?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right, so Kirsten's question regarding mega development plan for the Grand Canyon. While there are many native groups against this, have you heard any objections from the tourism sector? What do we know about the tourism development around the Grand Canyon area?
It's been a problem there forever for the people that live in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. They've had to fight this massive development. The government actually has had to fight off a lot of massive development in that area. There's, airplane tours, helicopter tours, people going down into the canyon. They want to build down there. So that has been a fight forever by the indigenous people that live there. I have heard, though, that there is a native interpretation area that's being designed for the tower area.